Geez, these series of videos are as bad as my original image with Command 0 to get to full screen. Making everything layer. You remember in the other one I produced a vignette, and because we're going to use filters, convert this to a smart object so we can always change our filters. Now here's the Di trick. You got a filter, blur, Gaussian blur. By default this sets at 1. You drag it out, hit Command 1 because you really do want to be able to see what you're doing. You drag it out until you get a slight blur. And then this is one of those things you can experiment with. And what's cool is that because we're using the smart object, we can come back and change this setting to see how the image changes depending upon the amount of blur added to this layer. So you do that, and then all you do is change the blending mode to darken. And on some images this turns really juicy, but you get kind of a 3D effect. It's beautiful. But what happens is it softens up everything. And this is actually pretty good for a picture that's not quite in focus, something you really love, but doggone it, I didn't just capture it right. Well, this trick is forgiving to that type of image. And so, like I said, you double click and then move this. Don't play with this when it's sitting right on top of your image, and see how does the effect change, and find your perfect setting here for what you like to what you'd like to have your final image look like. So we click OK, and remember that blending mode was changed to darken. On some images, not so much in this one, the darken filter with this Di effect creates, your image needs to be adjusted, and typically all you need to do is just drag this up just a touch, and you have countered that darken effect. You still have the Di effect, and if we turn those two off, you see the before and after. You're going to see this much more clearly on your own computer, and maybe a different image would work better. I picked this because the background was kind of, well, it definitely out of focus, very shallow depth of field in this shot, and it's exactly what I wanted. I love this photo. Not quite the effect I wanted, but before I leave, I'm coming back here, and remember this threshold? I'm going to hide this layer. Remember threshold? When double click, pull that back up. Remember that grunge? There are several very light. Look at that. That's a cool grunge brush. That's one we could use. That's one we could use. Here we go. We got tons of brushes that can come out of this one image. And if you doubt that this is a good grunge brush, you try it yourself. This is something that can be used and will be used by me. Define brush preset. That's not going to work because, will it work on a threshold layer? Let's see. Let's see. Switch back over. I really don't know. This would be learning something new. Grab that brush, and it did work. I had no idea. See? Learn something new every day. Let's drop our, make a new layer. Shift Option Command N. Make sure our default colors are there. Click and change that blend mode, right? Find something that works. I'll just pick overlay for kicks and drop the opacity way down. And, is it good? Is it bad? I don't know. Is it interesting? Yeah. This is cool. Experiment, you guys. You want to keep building your tool set and building your brush library up. Make your custom library. Save those things. Same thing in Illustrator with your symbols. These programs you're going to be using the rest of the year. You might as well start building up your arsenal. This is cool. Needs another adjustment layer and a little lightening on this, right? To pull this back up, and now you see the effect of that little grunge layer This is neat. I like this. I'm going to go back. I'm going to make more brushes off screen. Have a great day. See you guys tomorrow. It'll be great to get back in the classroom.